People of Earth, I give you Matt Baum.
Oh, hello friends. I was just gazing into my crystal ball, trying to see the year 2016. And I'm not the only one engaged in a little scrying. Hillary Clinton just announced that she's running for president in 2016. And that is a big, big deal. We've made a crazy amount of progress over the last few years. Marriage equality, don't ask, don't tell, hate crime protection, non-discrimination. And whoever's president in 2016 could either protect those advances or roll them back to where they were under George Bush. Come gaze into my soothsaying portal for a chilling vision of that which may come to pass. Aha! For one thing, the next president will probably get to appoint a few Supreme Court justices. The current ones are getting a little long in the tooth. And Justice Scalia's been there almost 30 years. That is a long time. Only 13 justices have stuck around that long in the last 240 years. In the last couple of years, the court's heard a bunch of cases about LGBTs. Not just about marriage, but also about decriminalizing sex, overturning anti-gay bias laws, and as far back as the 1950s, protecting the right to speak openly about being gay in public. And they also hear cases that affect LGBTs in ways that you couldn't even predict, unless you have a crystal ball. There's Hobby Lobby, which opened the door to the current wave of Indiana-style turn away the gays laws. You can click over here to watch my explanation about how that works. There's also the Griswold case, which was about abortion and the right to privacy, but 40 years later, it was the basis of overturning laws that criminalized gay sex, and it was also adapted into several National Lampoon Vacation films. There's also Meyer v. Nebraska, which helped establish a test for determining whether a law is discriminatory. That was almost 100 years ago, and no one could have predicted how it would be affecting LGBTs today. Over the next couple of years, we could see cases about people being fired for being gay, denial of healthcare to LGBTs, schools failing to protect students from harassment, people subjected to ex-gay abuse, additional marriage petitions, and who knows, maybe in a couple of years, some gay couple will sue a pizzeria for refusing to cater their wedding. Crazier things have happened. And there's another reason why the next president is going to change everyone's life. The Obama administration fixed a whole bunch of laws that affect LGBTs, and the next president could either continue that work or undo it. Rather than looking to the future, an anti-gay president could move the country back in time. They could take us back to 2014, before Obama took a stand against ex-gay abuse. Or back to 2013, before the White House banned discrimination in emergency shelters. They could take us back to 2012, and same-sex spouses would lose access to some parts of Medicare. Back to 2011, and LGBTs would be excluded from prison sexual abuse protections. Back to 2010, and America loses its resource center for international LGBT refugees, no longer classifies gender transition as medically necessary, and reinstates the Social Security Administration's practice of outing trans people to their employers against their will. 2009, the census refuses to count LGBTs, gays and lesbians are kicked out of the army, and hospitals can keep same-sex couples apart. 2008, no more hate crime protection, and the State Department can refuse to include same-sex couples in emergency evacuations. 2007, there's a Bush in the White House. And that's just a tiny sample of all the things that have improved over the last 8 years. The next president could roll them all back or keep them safe and sound. So which is it going to be? Well, that's why I need this crystal ball to see into the future. Reveal yourself to me, 2016. Reveal. Wait a minute. This is just a lighting sconce. Well, if you like fabulous objects do art like this, you might enjoy a new project that I'm starting. It's a podcast called The Sewers of Paris, and it's about the entertainment that changed gay men's lives. Each week, my guest and I tell stories about the books, TV, music, and movies that made us who we are. From Queer as Folk to Eurovision, Interview with the Vampire to Wizard of Oz, Tori Amos to RuPaul. The Sewers of Paris is available to listen to right now. It's in the iTunes Store or wherever you listen to podcasts. You can head over to thesewersofparis.com to subscribe. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this video, about my new podcast, or whatever's on your mind. You can leave your comments on the video or tweet at me at Matt Baum. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm meeting Gene Dixon down at the horse track. See you in the future, for that is where you and I will spend the rest of our lives. We've had some really good hate crimes over the last few years.